Hello world, welcome to my favourite video game of all time. I'm going to try and make this intro short, sweet, to the point. Final Fantasy X is literally the best gaming experience I've ever had. I've been looking for a reason recently to replay it, and I thought, what the heck, why not share it with the world? So if you haven't seen Final Fantasy, or you are just here for the nostalgia trip, or any other many reasons, I hope everyone enjoys. I will switch to the game screen shortly. I do apologise for the awful dinging you're about to hear. The PC version has its quirks, to say the least. So that should be sound enabled. And I will just switch us back to the main menu dead quick. So yeah, let's start the game. Let's jump right in. We'll be choosing standard sphere grid for this one. I've played with the expert sphere grid before. I just prefer the standard one for casual reasons. It's the most comfortable one to use. It assigns everyone the roles. They all play the roles well. And we'll be listening to the arranged soundtrack for I don't really care about the copyrights I'm about to get. I'm just here to play my video game.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
Literal goosebumps every time that segment plays. It is insane how what, 24 years down the line, 23, 24 years down the line, it still hits that hard. But yeah, here we are in Zanarkand. I will be keeping the character's original name, although I'll be trying not to pronounce the character's original name because there's controversy. So I'll leave it up to your interpretation how I pronounce it and not involve myself in that argument as much as I can. I know what's right, you know what's right, and if you think you know what's right, you know deep down what's right.
Can you sign this?
No prob.
Please?
Alrighty.
Me too!
Take it easy.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
Good luck tonight!
Nothing to worry about. Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
Ace block in the front row! Fifth from the right!
Got it.
The game might look a little bit shinier than the HD remaster. You might remember I've spent a little bit of time adding some mods just to make the game hold up.
Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3... Teach us how to blitz!
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after!
Maybe tonight, well...
You can't tonight.
I mean, tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
Pouty. Very pouty.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, Jacked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jack all night.
Make way, make way! Coming through, sorry. Hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey, let go of me. doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about? Huh?
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
What the? Huh? Hey, wait! Hey, not this way.
Look. We called it sin.
Sin?
Take it. A gift from Jet.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it.
He does not.
These ones don't matter. We cut through.
As an actual proper welcome to Final Fantasy X. This is the truest form of turn-based combat, so the game finally gives me a little bit of time to talk. The opening cinematic you saw where they were playing Blitzball, that was orchestrated by what is the greatest bit of video game music in all time. I will fight you on that. But here we are in Zanarkand, and the journey starts strong. Straight into it, presents you straight immediately with Sin and what Sin is capable of. We are joined here by insert main character name here, and Auron, who is guiding us through Zanarkand to try help us. During cinematics, I will be trying to stay silent as well as cutscenes. The game needs to be appreciated in that way. I feel I'd rather not be inviting you all here to watch a game and then talking over the meat and bones of it. So the aim for this series is not to just complete the game, but to finally put to bed some of the things I've been trying to do for the past 10 years. I want to finally beat Penance. I want to finally beat Nemesis. I would like max sphere grids. I would like to play Blitzball enough to finally get Wakka's Celestial weapon. So I'm hoping this stays to be a long series. I've been needing another reason to play this game again, so here we are. And I'm just going to quit rambling now and get into the combat. Like I said, this is the truest iteration of turn-based combat. No ATB to worry about, it's just simple. When it's your go, take as much time as you need to decide what you need to do. It's quite tactical. I do very much enjoy it for that reason. I love games like Final Fantasy VII just as much, but I feel that Final Fantasy X's combat system is the best in the series, and again, I will fight you on that. You can see on your right-hand side of the screen there that you've got the list of turn entries. You can use that to your advantage. If you're able to kill an enemy before it gets to take its turn, then it just means more turns for yourself. So, tactical in the way that you plan your fights.
Don't bother going after all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
I may mess this up. It's been a while. I muscle memory all of Oren's commands, so if I mess these overdrives up, please try not to judge me too harshly. I'm getting old now. Boom. It's that one that always gets me. Demi as a spell isn't too concerning. All it's going to really do is just keep halving my health. It can never go below 1 with Demi, if I remember correctly. So we're just going to keep chipping away. This is just like a little mini boss fight to get you used to your different commands and how to use your overdrives. You see the tentacles on the top of the boss are being cut off. It's a rough identifier of how much health it has. Also, apologies in advance if I just keep bopping away to the music. It's very, very good music. Yeah. Those are save spheres. It's the only way to save the game. So we'll be using those regularly. Especially when it comes to the monster capture.
Oren, let's get out of here.
We're expected.
Huh? Give me a break, man.
This could be bad. That! Knock it down.
What?
Trust me, you'll see.
Nice. Nice.
Whoa!
Go.
Oren! Oren!
You are sure? This is it. This is your story. It all begins here. Hey! Hey!
My old man?
Sorry about that. The game likes to keep me moving forward if I'm not clicked into the screen, so whenever I hide my webcam, it's causing my character to move AWOL. I just need to remember to click into the screen.
I thought about a lot of things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore. Anybody there? Oren! Hey!
I will start talking a little bit more as well once the cutscene heavy sections are over. The game starts very cinematic and doesn't leave much time for for talking. Once we're in the field and we're doing fights and stuff, I'll be a lot more chatty. And here we are to assist. So yeah, wonderful. One other thing worth mentioning is all my models are using AK models. Thanks to the wonderful website that is Nexus Mods. I believe. Oh. But yes, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, the mod author is, I believe, Cataclysm is how it's pronounced. So thank you very much to him. Not only did he do the 8K character models, and not every character model is 8K as well. There are some that just haven't been modded yet. He also did the shader mod, so if the game looks a little strange in places, it's because I'm actually running shaders. That's the original, and that is it with the shaders applied. It just makes the game just a little bit more crisp, because even with a HD remaster, it has aged like a potato. You can tell this game was made for the PS2.
I had made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer. I thought I was gonna die in this place.
I had to stay silent during those fights. That was the introduction to the battle themes, and they are just spot on. Spot on. Absolutely love them. There are very few battle themes that come above.
Cold. Need fire.
Save point. If it stresses people out how often I save and how often I end up circling around the same areas, I do apologize. I tend to get very lost in exploring this game. It's a very linear game, but when I say I get lost, I mean I very much appreciate the environments. Whoops, stuck on the scenery. Is it this way? It's this way, yeah. Nice. Is there anything else in this room? I can never remember. Don't think there is. There is not. Cool.
I need food. What do you want?
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You came to say that?
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who, me?
You cried.
Hey, wait! Don't go out on me! Just hold on. I'll get more wood. Give me a break!
The controversial character name here is quite a speedy boy, so when we start encountering enemies like this in future, this is his area of expertise. The nimble enemies tend to be met better by the nimble characters.
You on my side? Cool!
Nice. uh,
Phew. That was close. Hey, let me go!
Redek Drak! Ifin, Irisa, Tekiaka! Wak, Edeku! Gemed?
Fed! Trividek Risa!
Dralnia, Drakisha Dave.
Ifan Petit, Fapuneket Fedrik. Kuno.
Ked, Daija.
Hey, that hurts!
Musujek, Rain?
Whoa. Okay.
Canis!
Right, whatever.
Tui Hood Kabeg?
I said I don't understand.
Akomala!
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me? All right, I'll work.
The Albed. Around the game, there are these books that you'll find every so often on the floor. These are primers that will help you start to translate the language. In your comings across them, you won't understand them for the longest time. You may be able to pick out a few words here and there, like the girl who will be named later. When she punched us in the gut, she said Kuno, which is Albed, if I remember correctly, for sorry. Using that, the letters are just encrypted in a way from the English alphabet. Every letter correlates to a different one in the English alphabet. You can start to decipher the language yourself and slowly understand what they're learning, but these books will make it a million times easier. And there is a little reward at the end of the game for learning how to speak the full language. So that's the first one. We will be collecting these, and just for some clarity, I do have a guide in front of me on how to collect them all. It is something I have achieved in the past, and achieving them in the past, I have learned that there is at least one I can think of off the top of my head that is missable, and in missing it, you will not be able to complete the deciphering in a single playthrough. So counterproductive to what we're going for this series. So I figured that's just the easiest way. Just as a link to the guide is a Steam guide. The user is Lila, and it's the Final Fantasy X 100% achievement guide. Early game doesn't give you any spoilers, really. Just covers where to find the secret collectibles in the areas. As the game starts, it really only covers the Albed primers, because that's all you're coming across. It's not until the world starts to open up that you will see more collectibles, like the celestial weapons, start to appear, as well as mini-games don't appear until later on in the game. For the time being, the story is quite linear. There's only a few paths that you can take in each area as time goes on. That does expand. I know people give the game a fair bit of hate for how linear it is, but frankly, you're wrong. I love you, really, but you're wrong.
Oh, almost forgot.
I am just skipping past this, just so you know. I'll explain it in layman's terms once it's done, because the game takes a long time to explain a lot of things. Right. As a better overview, this is the sphere grid. The sphere grid is how you level up your character. The first thing to note, because it's the first option the game presents you, is how you choose to start on the sphere grid is dependent on the option at the beginning of the game, which says, do you want the standard or the expert one? In the standard one, each character will be dropped in a random location on the grid. As you can see, I'm up here, and the mystery girl is down here. Each character will start in their own little segment with their own little abilities that relates to their job. In the expert sphere, every character starts at the same point in the middle, and you're free to branch them out however you wish. If you have a character who you want to be a black mage, you can move them into the black mage section. If you want controversial named character to be a healer, move them into the white mage section. That is how the expert one differs from the starter one. If you're new to the game or you just want something casual, then again, it's easier to just pick the standard one, in my opinion. It plops everyone right where they want to be. Your abilities pace themselves with the game. You're reaching spells at a time in the game where it feels right to be casting those spells. The expert grid does allow you to essentially bum rush certain characters to the most powerful spells in the game, as well as breach into different characters' areas easier. So it's dependent on your playstyle. I prefer this. Some people prefer expert. It's entirely down to you. So moving back to what we can see, every time you level up in this game, it doesn't increase your stats automatically. This is like a chessboard. Every time you level up, you get one move on this board, which we'll perform now, which allows us to take one step forward. Now that we've made this one step forward, we can use an ability sphere, which will unlock the ability Cheer. And Cheer, if I remember correctly, is it raises characters' accuracy? Question mark? Probably not. It's a full party buff, if I remember correctly. So we will use the ability sphere, and now controversially named character can cast Cheer. There are stat upgrading ones, so this one will increase defense, this one will increase strength. There are magic spells, so haste. You come down here, you'll notice that there's things like evasion and mana. So your characters will grow as this board develops. The board does not fill out for every character. You have to upgrade each one of them in turn. So any points I put here will not translate to other characters. They also have to activate the nodes if they want those abilities. So yeah, manage your teams well, because only the characters you use in combat will be earning experience. It's important if you're going into boss fights just to let everybody get a turn, just so that the experience is distributed equally. Eventually, we will be taking part in more unsavory methods of farming. I've got an old friend called Don Tombury who will be more than happy to help us level up. So, but yeah, for the time being, we have learned Cheer. If we go to the abilities, you'll see there you go, it raises strength and defense. Accuracy is another ability, that's aim, which comes on a character later.
We found some ancient ruins right beneath us. It's not active now, but there should still be some power left. We're gonna go down there and activate it. And then we should be able to salvage the big prize.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get to work.
Roger.
Hello, a box full of crayons. Welcome to chat. So, we finally reached the underwater segment. We are off to go explore these ruins. The game does feature a fair amount of underwater segments. If you've any issues with open bodies of water, you're uncomfortable with the sounds, or you just genuinely feel a little bit queasy when they happen, then that's fair warning. We'll be taking advantage of stealing grenades as well. For the time being, they are quite powerful. So I will be trying to steal with the currently unnamed girl as much as I can. Just catch this save sphere. Playing a modded game, I always like to make sure I'm saving as much as possible, especially when you've only got set save points. It's nice to make sure I'm not losing any progress. Crashes happen. As somebody who works in IT, that is how technology works as well. You do just punch a computer until it works. They do learn the lesson eventually. It's called percussive maintenance if you ever need to use it for liability-related purposes. I do apologise for the beeping. I am going to turn the noise down ever so slightly because I'm always skeptical that I'm deafening people. If it is too quiet or too loud, do let me know and I'll tweak accordingly. For the time being, the combat might not be the most interesting thing to look at. Eventually, we will unlock mages. We will have to exploit weaknesses and avoid resistances, and each character has their own strengths and weaknesses against certain enemies. For the time being, this is just your classic back and forth combat. You'll notice as well there that said overkill when I killed that enemy. We try to aim for as many of those overkills as possible. It increases rewards. It's a multiplier to your XP gain as well as gil, if I remember correctly. And drops as well, if I remember right. Right. You ever see my character just suddenly launch into a random direction as well? It's because it uses an old style camera system, like you've seen. Can be quite hard to adjust your analog stick to that sometimes. It's a little bit finicky. It takes some getting used to. Got put a Castacheer on us as well, just to get a little bit of extra damage, and Sponge just that little bit more damage. Sponge just a little bit more. It would be rather embarrassing to die this early on, I feel. Needed a grenade there. We're starting to deal a little bit less damage. Swan was... Huh. That might kill. No, luckily. See, that's what I was waiting for. There we go. I'll get that down eventually. Dying here would actually be very embarrassing, so I'm going to do my hardest not to. Why we're given potions? There we go. Now the game's letting us do the thing. Don't have any grenades, need to steal one. Cool. It's not often the game lets you steal more than once. There we go. Let's just... There we go. So you saw there that we had one level there that we can use. Just lets us move one step further on the chessboard, which now lets us increase our defense. We will be able to do so when we have the necessary sphere to go with it. At the minute, we only have speed and ability. As a result, we're not able to level up any strength-related abilities. So upgrading our stats at the minute is out of the question. There's still plenty of time to be able to upgrade these, however. I can't believe I almost died in that area as well. It's unheard of. I'm getting rusty. You'll be seeing this shape later. As things stand at the minute, it's a mysterious object.
Verfutra airship.
Dradanukt van een neker.
Hoof, roofdu, tungadib. Way, Wichita.
Hey! Hey, I helped out, didn't I?
They're not very welcoming.
Hungry. Whoa! Right on.
Hey, it's
Noises
the
that can get you banned.
fast. Hey,
Hello there. What is your name?
Riku.
Whoa! You really do understand. Woo-hoo-hoo! Huh? Why didn't you say so earlier?
I didn't get a chance to. Everyone thought we were a fiend.
We?
Oh, we means you.
Who are you guys anyway?
We're Al Bhed. Can't you tell? Wait, you're not an Al Bhed hater, are you?
I don't even know what an Al Bhed is.
Where are you from?
Xanarkand. I'm a blitzball player. Star player of the Xanarkand Abes.
Did you hit your head or something?
You guys hit me?
Oh, right. Do you remember anything before that?
So I told her everything there was to tell about Xanarkand. About life there, Blitzball, and Sin's attack. And about how Aaron and I were engulfed in this light. I just said things as they came to mind. But then I started to wonder. Did I say something funny?
You were near Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, you'll be better in no time. They say your head gets funny when Sin is near. Maybe you just had some kind of dream?
You mean I'm sick?
Because of Sin's toxin, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, there is no Xanarkand anymore. Sin destroyed it 1,000 years ago. So no one plays blitzball there.
Huh? What do you mean, 1,000 years ago? But I saw Sin attack Xanarkand. You're saying that happened 1,000 years ago? No way!
What points?
You said... you play blitzball?
Uh-huh.
You know, you should go to Luca. Someone might know who you are, or you might find someone you recognize.
Luca? Huh.
Okay, leave it to me. I'll get you to Luca. Promise. You'd rather stay here? Okay, I'll go tell the others. Wait here. Oh, and one thing. Don't tell anyone you're from Xanarkand, okay? Yevon says it's a holy place. You might upset someone.
Oh, uh-huh. My Xanarkand? Some kind of holy place? Yeah, right, I thought. Since when? Yevon? Sin? Luca? I thought Sin just took me to a faraway place, that I could go back in a day or two. But 1,000 years into the future? No way! Whoa, whoa!
Shin! Sinek Musa! Etonic! Etonic!
Whoa! Ah!
Save where we can. Always save where you can.
Riku! Blitzball!
Hey, you okay?
Hey! Yo. Hiya.
You wanna try that move one more time?
Finally. Things were starting to look up.
You know amateur. Who you play for?
The Xanarkand Abes.
What team you say again?
I meant, forget that. I got too, close to Sin, and My head's all foggy, like. So, I don't know where this place is. Or even where I came from.
Sin's toxin got to you. But you're still alive. Praise be to Yevon. All right, back to practice. I'm Waka, coach and captain of the Besaid Aurochs, brother. What, you hungry? Okay, back to the village. I'll get you something.
We do love this. We do love this. We'll take a little bit of time to explore if we can. Can't remember if there's any secrets around. Oh, I mean, I know that the secret's around, but I can't remember if this is where we get to them or not. No, I don't think this is the bit where we get to it, so that's fine. Unless... Actually... There we are. That's required for later. That's required for later. It's important that we get that, otherwise we have to wait a long time before we can come back and grab it. And frankly, I'm just very forgetful.
I felt like I could trust this Waka, so I just had to ask. It's true Xanarkand was destroyed, right? 1,000 years ago? So it's just a big pile of rubble now, isn't it?
Long time ago, there were a whole lot of cities in Spira. Big cities with machina, machines to run them. People played all day and let the machina do the work. And then, well, take a look. Sin came and destroyed the machina cities. And Xanarkand along with him. Yeah, that was about 1,000 years ago. Just like you said. If you ask me, Sin's our punishment for letting things get out of hand. What gets me, though, is we gotta suffer because of what some goofballs did way back when. Of course, we must always repent for our sins. That's important. It's just that it's hard to keep at it sometimes, you know?
It was just as Riku said. Waka and Riku couldn't both be lying. Why would they?
But you from the Xanarkand Daves, that was a good one, huh? Hey, I'm not saying that team never existed, yeah? But you gotta figure, a team living in luxury like that be pretty soft, eh?
I appreciated the fact that Waka was trying to cheer me up. But at that time, all I could think about was everything that happened to me. All this started with Sin. Maybe if I could find Sin one more time, I could go home. For now, I just live life until that time came. No more worrying about where or when I was. Sure, it was hard not to think of home, but I started to feel better already. A little better, maybe.
Shaders are quite intense here. I've noticed everything's quite yellow. They do make the game look a lot prettier, but they can be quite intense in the cutscenes. So if you still notice the image flickering, I might just be switching it off for cutscene purposes. Otherwise, you are looking at one big lens flare.
Hey, it's this way.
Huh? What's the big idea?
mean, to be fair, without them, like, it makes the game look very fuzzy. I do appreciate that it just does make the game look a little bit sharper. And in areas like this where the colours are a little bit more... Oh. Areas like this where the colours are a little bit more contrast and not as vibrant, not vibrant, but illuminated, are a lot more enjoyable. That was... It's going to keep interrupting me every time I talk. So, this is Waka. His ability is he's a ranged character, using blitz balls as his primary means of attack. He's very good for dealing with enemies that can fly, where most other characters would struggle to reach him without magic. The game reaches a point where it's very important to make sure you're balancing your characters properly and making sure that you're using the correct characters for the correct situation. And then you can push it beyond that point where it streams, like, it winds back around to just using your favorite characters.
Let me go!
Got a favor to ask you.
You want me on your team, right?
Hmm? A major blitz tournament's coming up. All the teams in Spira will be there. It's so huge, I'm sure someone there will recognize you. Then you can go back to your old team, right? It'll be fun. What do you say, huh? Come on, come on!
Sure thing.
Dude, our team is gonna rock, eh?
I thought then that Blitzball and Sin were the only two things that Spira and Xanarkand had in common. I wasn't too far off either.
This is where I was born. I started Blitz when I was 5. I joined the Aurochs at 13, 10 years ago. 10 years, and we never won a game. Well, after last year's tournament, I quit. Time seemed right.
The idea
So,
of a...
after quitting, I got this new job, yeah? But every time my mind wandered, I thought about the game.
10 years without a single win will do that.
My first match last year was my big chance. But something else was on my mind. I couldn't focus.
Nice excuse.
Hey, hey!
So, you want to win the next tournament? Go out with a bang. So, what's our goal?
I don't care how we do. Long as we play our best. If we give it our all, I can walk away happy.
No. If I say, what's our goal? You say, victory! When you play in a Blitzball tournament, you play to win.
Victory? You're serious?
My experience of Blitzball is I'm not very good at Blitzball. When we eventually get to playing it, it's an experience. It's very much an experience. But yeah, what we're going to say is retiring from a sport at 23
The one from the sea.
is wild.
Be on guard. There are fiends on the road today.
After surviving your run-in with Sin, it would be a shame if something happened now.
Who are they?
Luzu and Gata, Crusaders.
Huh? Crews of what?
What, you forgot that too? Hey, sorry. Don't worry about it. I'll help you out.
Cool. In return, come tournament time, I'll make sure we take the cup.
Cool. About the Crusaders, you can ask them yourself. They got a lodge in a village.
We'll be going to said lodge, and then I'll probably be wrapping the stream up for tonight because I have just come back from work recently and I'm a bit tired.
They got any food there?
We'll get you something over there later. Take a look around first. Let's see. The Crusaders' lodge is over yonder. Luzu and Gata are usually there. All right. Over here.
Huh? What's up?
You do remember the prayer, right?
I didn't know it in the first place, to tell the truth.
Man, that's like the basics of the basics. All right, I'll show you. Go ahead, you try. Hey, not bad. Okay, now go present yourself to the temple summoner.
Any blitzball player would know that prayer. It was the blitzball sign for victory.
Classic RPG trope of just looting anything you find, even if it's in people's houses. It all belongs to you. There's volume 2. We now know that P is actually a B. That save sphere in there? It was. Cool. Alright, so that was a bit of a shorter stream. I'm aiming to play again on Saturday, maybe Sunday, when I have some free time. I just wanted to clear the intro on the stream, as the intro tends to be a little bit long and it's not the most interesting thing, but I didn't want to just skip past it because the entire game's important and there's no reason playing if you're not going to play it all proper. So yeah, that's today's stream for the time being. I will be back on Saturday to play more. Again, this is my favourite game and it is just very much worth the time. So if anybody wants to tag along and join me on this journey, then you're more than welcome. I'll be seeing this through to the end. So thank you very much for joining me today. And